Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another video. Today we're going to talk about a serious topic, and the topic will be divorce. Last year I divorced. I was married for 8 years, and the person I was married with I knew for 14 years. We have a 5-year-old daughter together, and we met each other I met her during my internship abroad, so she is not from Europe. We had a great time. We had many great years. We were really a team. The strong points that I had really helped her, and the strong points she had really helped me. So we were a team. We went through a lot of difficulties last 3 years, which changed me and changed her as well. And gradually over time, the whole idea of being a team kind of got thrown out of the window. It just was difficult to stay on the same page because we have a daughter that has some medical issues. She is fine, she's growing up, but she's a bit behind when it comes to development. And of course, that requires us to go to the hospital often, do tests, do investigation, all together with having a full-time job, having a household, still want to be able to do nice things. And I'm a different person than her. I'm more of an indoor person. I like computers, I like IT. Currently, I'm also studying for my certificates. But enough of that. What I want to talk about is actually the way that divorce changes you as a person. It really changes your outlook on life, because when you marry and you have a family, then you think, this is it. I'm going to provide, I'm going to be there, and this is what we're going to do until we're old. We're going to see our daughter getting older, and we're going to be there for her, we're going to support her, we're going to teach her things about life. And you really think to yourself, this is what life is all about. This is what I'm supposed to do, because that's basically the narrative that society and everyone around you has created for you. So when that slips through your fingers, you not only have the loss of losing the person that you love, that you once loved or that you still do love, but also the whole concept of what to do now. Because I'm turning 39 very soon, so close to 40. A lot of people around me, they have young families. They're having a beautiful time, but a very busy time, because work is demanding, family life is demanding, everything is demanding attention and energy from you, which can be, of course, a beautiful thing. At the same time, it requires a lot of energy. You do have it in this age, between 20, 40, 50. That's where it's all happening, and that's also biologically when you can do it, because you do have the strength for it. But your lifestyle needs to be good. I already talked about that last video a bit, what I was struggling with because of all the stress, but yeah. So you divorced. You have a whole new outlook on life. And for me, the last couple of months, I had time to think. Yeah, I went overboard, of course, a little bit with the freedom, because finally, after all those years, you do have freedom. Once every other weekend, I'm free again. I can go wherever I please, and that's also a new concept for me. You shouldn't stand still, especially as a man. When you stand still, it's actually you're going backwards. You need to keep on improving about your life, and I'm picking up fitness again. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not very chubby, but I do have a little bit of fat. I still, overall, the baseline is still there, because I used to work out for many years. I'm trying to pick up that again. I'm trying to put time and effort in knowledge. So gaining certificate is definitely on top of the list there. And it's also ways to improve yourself and at the same time distract yourself from the fact that you are divorced, that you no longer have a family and a wife in your life. Even though we were functional and also sometimes dysfunctional, the loss of it all, the loss of not being able to provide my daughter with a loving family, although she don't seem to suffer at all, which I'm very grateful for. But it's all built up in your head, actually. You know already years prior, before you're going to divorce, that you're divorcing, that certain things are not working out. We had many conversations, try to make that constructive, and that also costs a lot of time. Some people are destined to be with each other, or other people are not. And I still know that some days it's difficult for me to accept. Other days I just know that eventually it was going to happen anyway, because the way that we were. What's important as to know as a man, that life doesn't stop after you divorce. Hopefully for you, you're gonna have the normal relationship with your ex, and with that I mean you don't fight constantly. The kids are taken well care of by the father, by the mother. There's no difficulties there. If you're already up until that point, that's great, because then you know your kids is not going to suffer. She might move on, I might move on. Those things eventually will happen. Every time you see each other, you should not be resentful for each other, because that person, it's a person you spent 14 years of your life with. And it's a person with their own mindset, with their own values, with their own belief system. You cannot change that. Maybe you tried to change that in the past, and it's time to let go of these negative thoughts. You should just look at them for the person that they are. If they're a good mother or a good father, just be happy with that already. There's so many situations where the guy just left, or the wife is in a terrible financial situation still with many kids and no way to get out of that. For us, all of that is not the case. And we're still committed to the health and well-being of our daughter. That's our common goal in life. And that's something that we both take very seriously. So I'm very happy with that. For me personally, it's more the loss and the pain, and it feels like a failure that is difficult for me to deal with, because it does feel like a failure, even though I did everything in my power to stop it. Of course, I made mistakes. She made mistakes, but that's already in the past. That happened. I cannot turn that time back. I would have done things differently looking back on it, but there's no major things that I find I was guilty of myself. I never cheated. I never, maybe I was language-wise a bit rough on her because of my frustrations, because of I expected more from her, she expected more from me, but at the end of the day, we're human beings. Communication is just value. It's very important that you have that going on. Without communication, it's already very important. And have respect for each other. Just genuine respect, even if you see the other one failing. Like, everybody gets a parent for the first time. Everyone has his first job. Everyone has his first... There's a lot of firsts in life, and you can't be good at it immediately. It all takes experience. So I hope I don't grow bitter. I hope I don't grow resentful, and I hope I can focus on myself. I'm eating better. I'm working out. I'm studying, and yeah, it's a bit boring. Yeah, I need companionship. I need this and that. But as a man, you need to have a vision. You need to have a clear goal of this is what I want. This is what I'm going after. So you don't need to deal that much with the emotional stuff. Emotion can be used as fuel for something as well. When you feel the fresh pain of a divorce that can cut through your heart, it is energy in a sense. And if you use that energy more productively, because dwelling on your own emotions doesn't help anything. Yeah, it's okay to cry sometimes. Yeah, it's okay to go crazy from time to time. But when you go crazy, and let's say in the alcohol or drugs department, you're only hurting yourself in the long run. It's very difficult to understand that in the beginning, but as time progressed, time is the medicine in times of divorce. It's the medicine for a lot of things. Only time will heal. Time will heal all wounds, actually. And I know at a certain point when she moves on with somebody else, because as a man, or maybe it's just personally, I know there's always still a chance to get back, because we have some certain things in common, or we have so many memories we shared together, because we came from a difficult place. We went through a lot of challenges to get where we were, and then we had many great years together. But that over time, progressively, it got less and less and less, because of life gets in the way. Why the only memories I have of our 14 years existence are all the holidays we took together, and the trips that we took, and all the rest you kind of forget, because on a day-to-day basis is every day is the same thing. Every day is the same thing. And I'm kind of how I want to accomplish things in my life. I want to work on myself on a day-to-day basis, also within the relationship I did, and she did as well. So she went dancing, she went also working out, swimming, all those things just to stay sane. Because we both sit behind a laptop more than 40 hours a week. I mean, you're sitting, you're stressing, sit behind the laptop and doing this. And even if you like your job, it doesn't matter. You are stressing, trying to get things accomplished. And that stress has also been brought, that's kind of anxiety. And you bring that in, you feed that into the relationship as well. And when the other party is also stressed, and there's lack of sleep because a child is involved. I mean, you're not going to say you're going to have a proper night's sleep. No, you might sleep 3 hours. You might sleep 5 hours. It's going to have an impact on your health. It's going to have an impact on your emotions. Life is not perfect. Every Monday, so the Sunday, the night of the Sunday to Monday, like 9 out of 10 times our daughter slept not good, or she was awake, or she was screaming. So every Monday, after the weekend, you already start messed up. And it has its effects, and that's complicated. It's very complicated to have all these things going on at the same time. And there's not a very good direction of who's doing what within the family. So things keep moving forward in the right direction. If there's not a lot of time to cook, so you just put something on the table which is not very healthy, it's not very tasty. I mean, in all cultures, especially you name it. Let's say, for instance, Japan, China, food is so important. Also in Europe, of course, Italy, Spain. And it's a get-together moment of the family where you can eat and you can talk and you talk about your day. And that's very important. And when there's not enough time for that, I think the quality of life goes down. What I try to get down at, because we're already rambling all too long, it's very important that you are on the same page with your partner when it comes to your marriage. It's very important to speak out things that frustrate you or irritate you, because what we did, we were so busy, we didn't speak out those little things. I mean, I might pull out my socks, put them somewhere in the corner of a room, put on new socks and go. It might annoy her, but she didn't say that. But you keep it all inside and it started building up. The same thing with her with certain things. I'm not going to, it happens. It always happens when you live together with people. It always happens when a girl moves in or you live together. There are certain irritations. It's unavoidable. But you need to keep on communicating. If that fails, so your marriage failed, so to speak, then it's very important to know that your partner is still there. She might not have any feelings for you anymore or the other way around, but you still, especially when kids are involved, it's very important that you keep on communicating. The child should never be a victim of the father and mother, their poor choices or their poor judgment. I mean, things happen. I mean, there are marriages that end after 25 years, but you know that they've already been struggling for more than 10 years or something, and sometimes they have marriage counseling. But marriage counseling could also mean like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and the other party say, yeah, but you're not doing this, so I'm not doing that. Like it's really childish. Most of the time it's really childish. And you should look at each other and just know that you can't get that feeling back again when you just met each other, when you just fall in love. But if you can hold on to that for more than 10 years and look at the other person for what they are and look at their beautiful characteristics instead of focusing on all the things that they don't have. Of course, it should be extreme dysfunctional if the other party is just a complete fraud or tricked you or whatever. Of course, then it's better just to go. But what I try to get at is really, there will always be a new start. There's always going to be a new start. So many people divorce. I think 2 out of 3 marriages fail here in the West nowadays. So it's actually quite an achievement if people stay together. It's more likely that you're going to break off with a person. And there might be all kinds of reasonings why you do that. I will not go into that. But as a man, and you're watching this probably as a man, because 75% of divorces are initiated by women, you're worth it. You're worth it. You deserve another day. You most likely been good to this woman, and you have to ask yourself, have I really been good? Could I have done better? And for me, the answer to that is, yeah, I could have done better. But I think all over and in general, I was a good guy. And I'm still, to this day, I'm a good guy. And that's also the way I'm going to carry myself. I didn't want a divorce, even though it was, in hindsight, the best decision that she could make. Because if you drain each other so much for energy or other stuff, it's just not healthy. It's not sustainable, it's not healthy, and life is short. And yeah, you want to grow old with this person, but this person that you met at 21 is completely different at 35. And for me, the same. I've seen a lot, also work-wise, personally, every experience changes you for the worst or the better. Every person, the older they got more baggage. Why you think dating becomes so difficult by the time you're 40? Everyone has a bag of problems or trauma that they carry with them, and they just know, okay, in my next partner I like this, but I don't like that. And life doesn't work like that. It's not like you're in a candy store and you say, I want 2 pieces of candy like this, and I like this, so I want more of that, and I make a whole mix. Life is not like that. You have to take, when you take the good, you have to take the bad. When you take the bad, you have to take the good. Life is just like that. It's just like that. And all the people that say they're happily married and they have a happy family, bullshit. Sorry to say it, but everyone goes through stuff. Life is not designed to be happy all the time, and you're gonna face some shit in life, sooner or later. And for me personally, I would say it's better to endure some shit early on in life so you know how it can be. Divorce can really mess you up, and it can really, do something with the whole image that you have built up of yourself. Like, I am that, or I'm this, or I'm that, and now I have to start all over. I don't know who I am. And if I become 80, then I'm already at the half of my life. But that means I still have half, I can still make changes. And who knows who I might meet later on in my life, and how I'm going to move on and move about it. But I already know what I want and don't want from a woman as well. And the thing is, be happy. Be happy with yourself. If you're alone, try to be happy with yourself as well. Because you're the only person that you're going to carry around for the next 40, 80 years. It's you. You got to be happy with you, because you're always together, body and mind, That's just my 10 cents basically. So, it's difficult, but you will get through it. For me, in June this year, it's a year that I'm divorced, and actually 2 months after my divorce, I moved into this place in August of last year, so August 2023. First couple of months been difficult. I'm not gonna lie, it was difficult. When the stress goes down of the divorce, and because it was not a pleasant divorce, and I don't know any divorce that is pleasant, but when that stuff wears down and the stress in your body has the chance to get out, man, you will feel it. Like you've been through a boxing match. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I can slowly see the signs that things are getting better, and also for myself mentally, to where that I have more freedom and control over my own life and the way I want to do certain things. And I'm always the type of person, I also need time for myself. And when I don't get that, I get kind of frustrated. Everybody wants time and me time. Wives have that, husbands have that. But you need to communicate. You need to communicate what's on your mind, because human beings are just complex beings. And I might be head over heels with this girl right now, but in 2 years, because I see what kind of person you actually are, it might turn me off. You only see external features first, and that's important as a man, but then you get to realize how a person really is. And I'm not talking specifically about my ex. I still hold her in high regards to a certain degree, but there's also certain things that I totally don't approve with. And that's the other way around as well. So stay strong, brothers. You always there's always a next day, and you know, after rain comes sunshine. All those cheesy things, I know, but it's just the truth. It is the truth. There is a second chance for everyone there. So dealing with divorce, it takes time. Focus on yourself. Do self-improvement, because actually you're the one that have to stick it out for life with yourself. You can't divorce yourself. You can't. You have to deal with yourself and your flaws for the rest of your life. And try to do self-improvement. And when you improve, then people around will notice. You become better at your job, better for yourself, better for the people that love you. And that's important, giving back. You don't only live for yourself, but yourself, you're the starting point of everything good and bad. When you put your body full of toxins, it's gonna end up here with negative thoughts. When you sleep bad for half a year, it's gonna end up here negative. You know, it's so important. A body is a machine as well, and whatever you feed it is what will turn out to be. If you use premium gas for a car, it has more horsepower. When you use bad fuel of inferior quality, then you're not getting the optimum out of the engine that, you know, it was potentially designed for. So I see that. I think that's a good comparison with a person, actually. That's it, guys. If you like these kind of videos, I keep on doing that. You know, I like to make content, and it's great to get this off my chest. Hopefully you guys have something in common with it, and if you have any questions or whatever towards me, please let me know. Yeah, I wish you a happy weekend already. Thanks for watching.